Hello, welcome folks. Welcome to Lit Valentine. It's my pleasure to welcome you all. So today we are going to focus on some of the interesting idioms which can help us to improve our vocabulary in our daily life. So let's see that. Idioms of the day. The first word is to see red. Means to be very angry. If you want to state that somebody is very angry, instead of using the same regular words like angry, they are very angry like that, you can use the word to see red, which means to be very angry. To be yellow, meaning to be cowardly. Some looks very coward, right? So if you want to state that they are very coward, they are a person of coward, you can use the idiom to be yellow, which denotes the meaning to be cowardly. The next idiom is gray area, meaning undefined something. Some of us will say, right, that it's something very undefined like that. So if you want to state that something very undefined, I cannot tell the meaning like this, tell the meaning of the word like that, you can use the idiom gray area, meaning undefined something which should not be defined. So if you want to use these sorts of words, you can use the word gray area, that is the idiom. Gray area is actually an idiom. You can use the idiom instead of using the word undefined something or the meaning related to it. The next word is green with envy, meaning very jealous. If I'm saying that he is very jealous or she is very jealous, these are the common words. Jealous is actually the common word which we are using daily. But green with envy is somewhat the idiom which is the unfamiliar word which you can use in your daily life, which makes you to stand unique among the common speakers. So use these sorts of words in your daily life. So this is what make you the person of unique. A busybody, meaning always wants to know other people's private lives. Many of us will have the curiosity to see what is happening in others' life. So, if you want to state that or if you want to point out somebody that he or she is very curious to know about somebody's personal life or private life, you can use the idiom a busybody. So with this, we are going to see a short recap. So in the previous video, we had talked about the Roman classicism. So what are the things we had seen so far? So we had seen about the beginning of Roman classicism, and as I said you before that Rome was an oligarchy and triumvirate. Oligarchy in the sense it means ruled by a few people and they should be an elected people, and triumvirate in the sense it ruled by three people, that is three kings. So who are the first and second triumvirates? All these were mentioned in the previous video that first triumvirate was Julius Caesar, Pompey and Cassius, and the second triumvirate were Antony, Octavius Caesar, Lepidus. All these people belong to the second triumvirates who ruled Rome. And then the first civil war happened after Julius Caesar. Then second civil war happened after Antony had an affair with Cleopatra and started to leave Rome and went to Egypt. So during that time, Octavius Caesar waged war against Antony. So during that time, second civil war happened. Following that, we had seen some of the important and famous writers in the Roman classicism. One is Virgil, and his important work was Aeneid. Then we saw about pastoral tradition, the beginning of pastoral tradition, how it had actually began, and some of the Greek philosophies like Stoicism, Cynicism, and Epicureanism. All these were Greek philosophies which followed in the Roman classicism too. So all these were we saw in the previous video. And today we are going to focus on some of the important writers other than Virgil in the Roman classicism period. The first one is Horace. Horace is the author of Odes, Satires and Criticism, and he is also famous for his Horatian Odes, which were written by Alexander Pope. Horace, the author of Odes, Satires and Criticism, but the Horatian Odes were written by Alexander Pope. So some of us know, we will see the name Horatian and we will think that it was written by Horace. Actually, it is not written by Horace. Horace was the author of Odes, Satires and Criticism, but these Horatian Odes were written by Alexander Pope, and the moral essays and essay on man, all these were the works written by Alexander Pope. Horatian essays, it laugh at human follies, and Horatian Odes are simple everyday life odes. Keep that in mind, guys. Horace, the author of Odes, Satires and Criticism, but the Horatian Odes were written by Alexander Pope. Alexander Pope also written moral essays and essay on man. If you take that Horatian essays laugh at human follies, and Horatian Odes are the simple everyday life odes. If you take the Horatian Odes are about situations in everyday life written in conversational style. It will be in a conversational style manner. If you see some of the Horatian Odes, it will be in a style of the conversation. So in Greece, there was Pindar, who was also another famous writer, who wrote odes that are celebrated, and it is called as encomiastic odes. So maintain the difference and keep that in mind. Horatian odes are about situations in everyday life, and it is written in the form of conversation. In Greece, there was Pindar. In Greece, there was Pindar who wrote odes. He also a person who also wrote odes that are celebrated, and it is called as encomiastic odes. If you take Pindaric odes written in formal style, whereas Horatian odes written in conversational style and in a moderate form. So usually in exams, these sorts of questions will be asked, and we the students will get confusion by saying that what is the form of Pindaric ode and what is the form of Horatian ode. So keep that in mind. Pindaric odes is written by Pindar. It was in Greece, and Pindaric odes written in the formal style, whereas Horatian odes is written by Alexander Pope. It is written in conversational style and moderate. Horatian odes have a strong influence in 18th century in England. Horace also wrote satires. Horatian satires are also moderate. They laugh at follies of people. Later came Juvenalian satires, which attacked people. So far we had saw about Horatian odes, then we saw about Pindaric odes, and now there is another form of ode. It is called as Juvenalian satires. That is Juvenalian satires. It attacked people. So usually these Juvenalian satires started attacking people. So these are some of the differences between the odes and satires. Next is example of Horatian satires. If you take Alexander Pope essay on man, it is an example of Horatian satires. And for Juvenalian satires, you can see the works of Jonathan Swift. If you take the works of Jonathan Swift, you can see the difference and the origination of Juvenalian satires. So keep that example in your mind, that Horatian satires, the example of Horatian satires is Alexander Pope essay on man, and for Juvenalian satires it is Jonathan Swift works. Horace's critical work is Ars Poetica, and it is written in the form of a letter or epistle. It is written in the form of a letter or epistle. Epistle means the letter form. So Horace's critical work is Ars Poetica. Next famous writer is Ovid. Ovid is famous for his work Metamorphoses. So have the difference in your mind, friends, that Ovid is famous for his work Metamorphoses. The same title was also written by Franz Kafka, which is a novella. This is the plural form. Ovid's work is Metamorphosis. Here the Metamorphosis, the title is in the plural form. If you see the word Metamorphosis in a plural form, it is the work written by Ovid. And if you see the work's title in a singular form, that is Metamorphosis, it was actually a novella. It was written by Franz Kafka. Then we can see about the story plot, the story of Metamorphosis by Ovid. Ovid's Metamorphosis or transformations full of love stories. It has 200 tales of great heroes, their love and adventure. And in the Renaissance period, many of the works drew from Ovid's Metamorphosis. Ovid also wrote Ars Amatoria. It is like our Indian Kama Sutra, how to get a lover and maintain them. So once again I will repeat it. Ovid is famous for his work Metamorphosis. If you see the title Metamorphosis in a plural form, you can able to understand that it is actually the work of Ovid. If you see the title of the work Metamorphosis in a singular form, it is actually a novella which was written by Franz Kafka. And the story of Metamorphosis by Ovid is, it is actually a transformations full of love stories, 200 tales of great heroes' love and their adventure. In the Renaissance period, many of the works drew from Ovid's Metamorphosis, and Ovid also wrote Ars Amatoria. It is like our Indian Kama Sutra, how to get a lover and maintain them. The next famous writer was Seneca, the European writer known for his revenge tragedies. Seneca was popular in the Elizabethan and as well as in the Jacobean periods. If you see that in these Roman classical writers who wrote in Latin laid the foundation of European literatures. Also remember the main European languages called as the Romance languages all derived from Latin. So there is an umbilical relationship between European languages and literature and as well as Roman languages and literature. One more genre in Roman classicism is comedy. Roman comedians are Plautus and Terence. Both of them became materials for Shakespeare's comedies. Terence was actually a slave, then he freed, and Plautine comedies are Amphitryon, Menachemi, which inspired Shakespeare later. Both Plautus and Terence inspired comedies on Menander, the author of New Comedy. Menander is actually the author of New Comedy. Both Plautus and Terence have an inspiration from Menander, the author of New Comedy. All these three writers lead to the comedy of manners. That is Plautus, Terence and Menander. All these three writers lead to the comedy of manners. Thus we came to the end of our session, friends. Thank you for watching. Keep subscribing Lit Valentine and ask your friends to subscribe my channel. In the upcoming videos, you will get to know many interesting things both in literature and as well as in spoken English. If you want to know some of the things which you are unfamiliar with in literature and as well as in spoken English, and if you want to say that some topics which you are feeling difficult, you can talk about it in your comment section and I will post about it in the upcoming videos. So thank you friends. Thank you once again. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.